Well, the day many thought would never come, the trading of Phil Kessel from the Toronto Maple Leafs headed to the Pittsburgh Penguins. Rob Longley, what sort of message might this send?
I think it sends a big message to a lot of people throughout the organization on multiple levels. Brendan Shanahan and the rest of the management team were not pleased with the way this team performed down the stretch, and Phil Kessel was one of the least productive players on the Maple Leafs team down the stretch. And he had plenty of passengers on that boat, and he talked about that today when he addressed the trade.
That what we've been doing here in the group that we had assembled here wasn't getting the job done. It wasn't good enough. We are not here to. Well, we are here to build a team that is capable of winning a Stanley Cup, and there are no shortcuts to go around doing that. We didn't see that this group was going to get a whole lot better in getting us toward that goal. Going out and hiring a coach like Mike Babcock was a huge bonus for us. So this was really about us saying that we've got to build this thing the right way through the draft with prospects. Sometimes that might take a little bit longer. We gave up a heck of a player, a very, very productive player. And again, like I said, I thank him very much for his time there.
Why do you think
some of Mike's statements last week at the draft I thought were fantastic? That we want to have great people here, and we want to develop great people. And I think that. I think as we move forward and as these guys get to know Mike a little bit better, he's going to challenge them and he's going to support them, but he's also going to challenge them.
Well, not a lot of household names coming back in the trade, of course. Nick Spalding, Scott Harrington, names like that. Many Leaf fans are going to wonder what exactly they got for Kessel. But the most important thing, I think, is that Toronto has a new sort of beginning, and Mike Babcock has a clean slate.
Yeah, I think so. And I think, don't kid yourself, Mike Babcock played a role in this trade. I mean, he knows what Phil Kessel's like. He's done his research. He knows that he's probably a difficult player, maybe not an uncoachable player, but a difficult player to coach. The other element to it really is, if you're looking at a serious rebuild, you cannot have a player like Phil Kessel as a cornerstone. Because by the time Phil Kessel is useful to whatever this rebuild turns out to be, it's going to be 4 or 5 years down the road, and he's going to be towards the end of his prime at that point. And I think we talked a little bit, Lance, about the message that it sends to some of the players. Well, Kyle Dubas, one of the management crew, addressed that afterwards too, and expects he expects all these veterans to come back in much better shape than perhaps they showed up last September.
No, I don't think they should be nervous. I think they should be ready to come into training camp and be ready to go and help our team be the best that we can. I think Babs has hammered that message home with them repeatedly. Dr. Bettel has hammered that home with them repeatedly. Like we're going to have huge expectations in their conditioning and their fitness level when they come into camp. And I mean, I'm excited about the year. I'm excited about what's ahead and adding the players that we did today. Even though they might not be sexy names, I think they're names that are effective players that are going to play the way that we want to play and help us.
Well, an up-and-down career for Phil Kessel, 6 years here in Toronto, a lot of goals, but unfortunately it ends with a whimper and not a bang. For Post Media, Lance Hornby and Rob Longley.